Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for September 2023. Please keep in mind that these messages are general. They will not resonate with everyone, so I suggest you check back to your Moon and Rising sign if you are a Sagittarius Sun. Next month, October, I will be taking personal readings. You can email me at that address, hiddenlotustarot@gmail.com, and you will find my pricing and my packages in the About box section of my channel. So, said you want to get a 30-minute reading, you just email me at that address. Say, hey Tara, I'd like the 30-minute reading, and I will respond back to you. Please check your email if you're waiting, because it always goes to spam, and you don't want to miss email from me. So today I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me the Levita Sibila, and to wrap the reading up, we will be doing so with an angel answer card. I think the first 3 or 4 readings I did Golden Nostradamus, but then I switched to that set of oracle cards, prompted to do that. So I have already done some meditation and pre-shuffling on your sign and glyph. I will turn the camera around and try to do a bit more shuffling, and then we'll get started with the reading. That's what I'm working on in my speech therapy, is words that begin with STR and SL. That's a little difficult for me right now, so pardon me while I try to work around words with that sound. Okay. We have a Pisces new moon coming up at the end of the month. I want to say on the 30th. I'm not sure. Some of you may have Pisces factors. So we will see what that all means with the cards, if anything. Okay. I will cut the deck. That's to put fresh new energy into it when I thump the cards. Okay, the first card down is the Emperor. The 5 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. Next row, the 8 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, last row, the 6 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, and finally the Queen of Swords. Well, that's mighty interesting. What is the energy over the entire reading? It is the Queen of Cups. Would be a water sign. She can be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But just in general, it is about someone who is in their emotions about something. I have with me 1 major arcana. That is a spiritual lesson. and have 1, 2, 3 wands, 1, 2 coins, cups, 2 swords, 1 court card, and a pentacle. I also have 3 fours. My computer is acting weird. Let me see. Okay. So this tells me it's a preponderance of the wands, and that is telling me that there is a lot of passion surrounding this, a lot of focus, a lot of determination. Right in the center, I have the Ace of Cups. And normally when I see the Ace of Cups, what I'm looking at is a time or opportunity where you could reset your emotions. It's a 1 card, and it can talk about fresh emotional energy, fresh opportunities for love, for understanding. I have even seen it where it will say that an opportunity perhaps for some new business comes along. I think, however, this is a romantic relationship. And I don't know why, but I think there is some kind of strife here with this 4 of Swords. So with the Emperor beginning past, present, future, interplay of the cards, the Emperor is representative of the sign Aries, and this is the highest example of focusing your will and direction. He speaks to balancing earthly energies and combining reason and logic. He is not the Emperor because he was a tyrant or mean and cruel, and let me come back to him. The next card is the 5 of Wands. This card can mean play. As you can see, the figures look like they're playing a game. So playing a game is that, but it also means like arguing maybe over children, about children, like children. It could even mean that someone is playing mind games with you. It's a 5, so therefore the energy is rather tense and changeable and excitable. It's followed up by the 4. We lose 1 wand in the same line. And the 4 of Wands is known as the shacking up card. But it also represents stable foundations and celebrating something. This would be more so of a universal kind of celebration. Somewhat like the 3 of Cups, but it can mean that you are feeling excited and you want to share that emotion with someone. See how the couple is welcoming. It could also mean that this is a relationship that may lead to a deeper level of commitment. And then we have the 8 of Wands. It doubles from here. And the Eight of Wands is known as the arrows of love. That is one interpretation. Another interpretation can be that you have to travel for business by air. It says that whatever is happening, it's going to happen quite rapidly. These arrows are not aimed at anything, and we don't know where they're coming from and where they're going to land. It could be a message coming in too. Over here, the Nine of Pentacles, lady, it's one of my favorite cards. Perhaps some of you are thinking about moving. See here, that would be something to celebrate. And off in the distance, there is a house. So the reason I say that is because at her feet, this lady, she has a snail. And there are only a few animals that carry their homes on their backs. But she represents here with the falcon the ability to put your nose to the grindstone. Put your nose to the grindstone, ignore all distractions, and build something for yourself. So this could be the idea that you are going to get a promotion, that you have built a little bit of wealth for yourself. Pentacles, so it means not just money, but the doing of things. This could also be the idea of someone who spends time alone and does well for it. As you can see, she has her finest clothes on. She is resting on the pentacles. She has grapes in the background, and that takes a long time. To grow grapes takes a long time. And she's in her garden. She's surrounded by finery. It's also a 9, which says there is a focus on the completion of events. Now, what event is this coming up? I don't know. But now we move to the Six of Coins. The Six of Cups. That card is typically known as the soulmate card. As the soulmate card. And it represents sharing, caring, giving, charity. It can also mean, because I've seen it mean to perhaps visiting your childhood home, meeting with friends and loved ones, and the opportunity to have a good time. But I always caution you about soulmate relationships because they are the most difficult. They are never romantic. They are always karmic. It doesn't mean that you can't be together with someone who is like a soulmate, but soulmate relationships can be very difficult. Now, out of the blue, I have this Four of Swords. And that's quite odd to me with all of these nice cards, because before it was a 4, it was 3, and that implies that there may be some resentment, some bitterness, some mean words that were said. Somebody hurt your feelings, and we find this person, this effigy, saying it's a ghost card, meaning this is not a real person. You removed yourself from the situation that looked like it was really tough. Your sword is at the ready on this, which means that when you are finished removing yourself from the situation, you can get back up and fight another day. And indeed, we see this to be true. The Queen of Swords, someone who is direct, straightforward, honest, maybe brutally so, hurt your feelings in talking, but will tell you exactly the way it is. As a profession, she will be a surgeon, an oral surgeon, a chef, a writer, an editor, even a scientist, somewhere where keen intellect or sharp tools are needed to get the job done. This emperor is a male. That's for certain. He is at the beginning of the spread. And this implies that he is either a bit older or has a bit more wisdom than you. He is not, you did not show up with either queen as the empress, which would be his mate. So this can signify some kind of power struggle. I cannot look at the emperor in isolation. I do have 3 4s here. And so I will take a look at 3 4s and tell you what all these cards mean next to the emperor. I can't look at the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords either, because she is representative of a person. So what I can do is look at the 3 4s and then tell you any additional meanings next to the emperor. We will start with the 5 of Wands. Because it really feels like some kind of argument or fight. It tells of opposing energies, harshness and obstacles, and shows a need to sort out things and unify. As a 5, it indicates a time of changes and ups and downs, and represents competition, gain, and courage. Cooperation is required, so it is imperative to have all the facts straight. That there is a focus on conflict and a clash of personal ambitions. That's all it says. That's just the meaning of the 5 of Wands. It doesn't tell me anything next to the emperor. Now, I have 3 4s, and 3 4s implies being overly cautious about everything. It tells me nothing being with the emperor. The 8 of Wands. It tells me nothing next to the emperor, except that the situation may have been stagnant, and you will be surprised by the speed of events as it moves along. If you are waiting on a letter or a phone call or an email, you will not have to wait much longer. The response could contain the promise of new love. Sometimes the Eight of Wands can indicate obstacles and hindrances on all sides. It can suggest you may be facing inner turmoil, struggle, and confusion. You will need to remain alert and adaptable to see your way through at this time. It indicates lots of movement, be it traveling or moving residence. In connection with business, it represents travel. This is why I say it could be a move for you. I'm picking this up. The Ace of Cups. It just says that this is a time to focus on awakenings of new thoughts concerning inner values, truth, and desires. There may be a gift being offered to you in the near future. Activities regarding a present home, a new home, or making a new start is indicated by the Ace of Cups. But it still tells me nothing next to the Emperor. Nine of Coins. With the Emperor, it may be implying a promotion or a position of responsibility will be offered to you. This position will entail benefits. You are asked to consider all facets before taking on the position, because before choosing it to take on this role, it's important to consider the added duties and responsibilities involved. Yes. Whatever this is, it's going to require because I see it coming in fast. This is your warning to consider what the Ace of Cups is being offered to you. What is representative of this Ace of Cups? The Six of Cups with the Emperor is an indication that there may be some misunderstandings within a personal relationship that need to be discussed and resolved. That's why you are feeling like this. I can't say that some of you will not accept the offer. I will only say that appearing as the Queen of Cups, as the Queen of Swords, tells me that you kind of get your senses back. Okay? The Four of Swords. Appearing with any ace, it indicates that some long-term goals or plans need to be reassessed or reevaluated before proceeding. See what I mean? This is why you gotta come back to your senses. Four of Swords next to any ace may be telling you that although you may not yet be involved with any long-term plans or considerations, when they do arise, make efforts to check and recheck all aspects before proceeding, as some reevaluations and amendments may be needed. That's twice kind of you got that message. So you may be even though this is Sagittarius reading, we could all be Queens of Cups or Queens of Swords at any given time in our life, because different situations call for us to behave different ways. So I say you are all emotional at the beginning of September. This could start in August. It could go all the way through September and even into October. I also think that Mercury retrograde is playing some part in this. I don't know how I know this, but it just has a feeling. Because I think that this offer, you fight over it and it makes you feel conflicted. So I want to see what the offer is about, if the cards will tell me, because it goes from a fight to like calm. It starts moving really fast, and this possibility of something new coming in, and already that you are kind of doing well by yourself. But something happens here with this Four of Swords. It changes everything. Swords are thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. So maybe somebody said something that shocked you and turned you off. Either way, if that happens, I suggest you take a step back and think about it. Amendments and reassessments of the situation are needed. The precious presence, the morte, and the speranza. I don't know if somebody is presented to you saying that they're highly attracted to you and they are asking you something. But the morte comes in the center. It is a present energy. And it leaves you feeling kind of hopeful. Whatever you've been promised. The precious presence can mean gifts, presents, riches, can mean even advice. Somebody giving you something of value. But the morte card comes to cut this situation dead in the water. It is the cosmic scissors, so it goes no further. That's why I say this ace only represents the opportunity of something new. It doesn't mean that there is actual love or romance or whatever. Even though we have these cards, it only reaches a 6. It doesn't reach a 10. And combining the Ace of Cups with the 6 gives you a 7, which tells me something confusing happens. And it's cut right in the middle. It stops dead in the water. And you are left with the 8 of Cups, the Speranza, and all it is saying that you are offered some kind of protection in this situation, and that you will be careful in your, what am I trying to say? You will be careful in your contemplation of it. It usually means that hope is alive and to have faith, but I kind of feel like it's in a reverse position, which says in love, if before it gave hope, now it indicates frivolity, false loves, crushes with no further development, and infatuations, the so-called summer loves that die out once the first feelings of passion have worn off. It indicates a relationship that will not survive once the novelty has dissipated and everyday life sets in. It can also indicate the end of a relationship. So that's what I feel. That's why I think here, coming to the Queen of Swords, she is face outward. This is an outgoing energy. You are okay in the sense that what you have, you're stable, and what you have is okay. You have enough, and that you have come back to your senses. That's what I have for you. I don't think it was like a lot of pain. It was, yes, painful, but it wasn't, it should not be something that is make you not ever want to love or trust someone again. That's what I mean. Here's a card. It says it's up to you. So let's read the card, which is kind of this feeling of the Queen that you say, no, I don't think so. I'm deciding on something better for myself, or without the confusion. The end result of the situation you asked about is entirely in your hands. You can affect the outcome by taking a proactive approach to solving any challenges. Stand in your own power and have confidence that you have what it takes to bring about a happy ending. Don't wait for someone else to rush in and take charge. In order to come to a successful conclusion, this situation requires your unique perspective and experience. So that's what I have for you for September, Sagittarius, and I will talk to you later. Bye.